Learning English doesn't have to be all textbooks and tests. Sometimes the best way to get better is by sitting back, listening to a story and letting the language sink in naturally. That's what this channel is all about. So if you're trying to improve your English in a fun, real-life way, hit that subscribe button, tap like, and let's get into today's little adventure. He had been dreaming of Mount Fuji for a long time. Ever since he first saw it in a photo, a snow-covered mountain standing tall above the clouds, he had imagined what it would feel like to stand nearby, early in the morning, and see the sunrise paint the sky with colors. He wasn't climbing the mountain, not yet. He just wanted to be close to it. See it. Feel the air. Hear the quiet. The plan was simple. Take a short trip from Tokyo, stay overnight in a small inn near the mountain, and wake up before dawn to watch the sunrise from a quiet viewpoint. He checked into the inn around the afternoon. The woman at the front desk greeted him with a soft smile and handed him a small map. "Viewpoint here," she said in slow English, pointing to a spot just outside of town. "Walk 20 minutes. He nodded, thanked her, and went up to his room. The room was small, warm, and filled with the scent of fresh wood and green tea. A futon lay neatly on the floor. A small window looked out toward the horizon. He could even see the tip of the mountain far in the distance, blue and white against the evening sky. He set his phone alarm for 4:30 in the morning. That should give him enough time to get up, grab his jacket, and walk to the viewing spot before the sky started to change. He laid down, thinking he'd just rest for a while. His eyes closed. The room was quiet. The air was cool. And then he woke up. The room was still dim, but something felt wrong. He reached for his phone. It was dead. No light, no buzz, nothing. He had forgotten to plug it in. He sat up fast, heart racing, and looked outside the window. The sky was already glowing. A mix of pink and orange spread across the sky. The tip of Mount Fuji stood clearly, but the sun was already high enough that the golden moment, the first light, had passed. Birds chirped softly. A few clouds drifted by. It was peaceful, and a little disappointing. He had missed it. The one thing he had planned so carefully. All because he forgot to plug in his phone. He sat there staring out the window, trying to decide how he felt. He wasn't angry. Not really. Just surprised. He had traveled all this way, booked a special room, set his alarm, and still somehow it didn't happen the way he imagined. Still in his pajamas, he walked to the little common room where they served breakfast. There were a few other guests eating quietly. A soft radio played traditional music. The woman at the desk saw him and smiled. "No sunrise walk?" she asked gently. He shook his head. "I slept through it." She laughed softly and handed him a small cup of tea. "Mountain's still here." He nodded. It was true. The mountain wasn't going anywhere. After breakfast, he put on his shoes and stepped outside. The air was crisp. A soft wind blew down from the mountain. He decided to walk to the viewpoint anyway, even if it was late. The path led through small streets and past wooden houses with carefully trimmed gardens. He passed a man raking leaves, a cat sitting on a stone wall, and a vending machine humming softly by the road. When he reached the spot, he stood still. Mount Fuji rose in the distance, calm and proud. The sky was a lighter blue now. The dramatic colors of sunrise were gone, but the view was still beautiful. In some ways more peaceful. He was alone at the spot. No crowd. No noise. Just him, the mountain, and the wind. He sat down on a wooden bench and took out a small notebook he always carried while traveling. He flipped to a fresh page and wrote, "I missed the sunrise, but I didn't miss the mountain." He smiled. He started writing more. He described the sound of the wind in the trees, the way the light touched the snow on the peak, and how still everything felt. He wrote in English even when the words didn't come easy. He wanted to practice. He wrote phrases like, "I was disappointed, but now I feel calm." Or, "Sometimes mistakes lead to better moments." Or even just, "I need to remember to charge my phone." He stayed there for nearly an hour. Watching, writing, breathing. Later that day he took a walk around the town, ate noodles at a small shop, and visited a souvenir store where he bought a postcard with a picture of Mount Fuji at sunrise. He smiled as he slipped it into his bag. That night, back at the inn, he talked briefly with another traveler from Singapore. They shared snacks, laughed about travel mistakes, and told stories in slow English. The kind of English that isn't perfect but is honest and useful. When it was time to sleep, he laid down, looked at the now fully charged phone on the floor beside him, and thought about the morning. Yes, he had missed the picture-perfect moment. But what he got instead was something quieter, something deeper. A slow morning in Japan, time alone with a mountain, and a calm feeling that didn't need a camera or a schedule. Enjoyed that story? Then you probably picked up some useful English without even trying. You saw how to describe a moment of disappointment, how to talk about unexpected events, and how to turn a mistake into something positive. All in real, everyday language. Now it's your turn. Have you ever missed something important while traveling? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget, we've got new stories like this every single day. Hit like, subscribe, and come back for the next one.